And some parents in Oceanside are set to rally now on two issues in school: mask mandates and teaching critical race theory. KUSI's Teresa Sardina joins us live from Chavez Middle School in Oceanside with the latest. Teresa?
Good evening, Logan. And these rallies where two separate groups are going to be out here. One, Let Them Breathe, and also the group fighting against critical race theory in schools. And this is the first time where two groups are joining. I have Katie Taylor here, and she's with Rebels in the Park, a political action group, also joined with other community members. Thanks for joining us on KUSI. We have crossed paths so many times in recent weeks. All right, these rallies are continuing. Why is it so important for you to be out here? What is your message?
Because my message is there's nothing more important for our state, our communities, our country than stopping the teaching of critical race theory. It is the number one thing that will destroy our country.
And we're talking about two separate issues here. First, let's talk about Let Them Breathe. Just last week, the California Department of Public Health issued a statement saying that they're making it optional for local schools to decide what they want to do as far as mask wearing. And then it was announced this week that they're going to require mask wearing in schools K through 12. Your thoughts about this yo-yo?
Well, it's real simple. It's child abuse. It's an absolute overstep by our school districts. They know the kids are not the ones spreading COVID. It's to keep them silent like they're trying to keep their parents silent. It's all garbage.
We're talking about two different complaints that are being filed. Let Them Breathe is filing one against the state, and also CFER, California Equal Rights Foundation, also having a complaint against San Diego schools. So tell us about that.
Yes, and first I would like to thank CFER, Californians for Equal Rights, for their amazing work that they're helping parents and leaders in the community to evaluate these different proposals like this piece of trash out of Oceanside.
Well, we're talking about critical race theory in the curriculum in San Diego schools. We've spoken to many superintendents and also districts, San Diego Unified, Poway, and also Oceanside, and they're clearly stating that CRT is not in the curriculum, it's ethnic studies. So why is it so important for you to be out here? I mean, why this continued argument?
Because all you have to do is look at the materials that they've approved. They have approved ethnic studies, and Carlsbad may call it something else, or they put it under the guise of another program. But Carlsbad has been training since 2018 to teach DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, basically critical race theory in their schools. Oceanside has approved this mess that I'm holding in my hands, that I can document everything that's inside here, so nobody is going to tell me they're not teaching critical race theory.
What is a definition for critical race theory to you?
Bigotry, hatred, and racism.
All right, and tell us what is happening here at Chavez Middle School. So this is kind of divided between the administration, the school district, and also Chavez Middle. What's happening tonight? There's a board meeting?
Yeah, they're having their first open board meeting. So it gives parents and other people that want to attend the opportunity to speak to these board members and the superintendent of schools, Julie Vitelli, in person. It gives us the opportunity to voice our opinions, what's wrong with their teaching this kind of trash to the kids. And you know what? What's inside here will only lead to division. It's probably going to depress kids. And now they want to put masks on them. Why don't they just say, our job is not education, it's just indoctrination, because that's what they're doing.
All right, Katie, thank you so much. We'll continue our conversation. We'll have more coming up at 5. Logan, I'm going to send it back to you. We're here at Chavez Middle School in Oceanside, where two separate groups will be rallying. We have Let Them Breathe and also the parents who are rallying and fighting against critical race theory in schools. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, some passionate points there, Teresa. I know that you were at Alpine Union last week, and the superintendent there was saying that masks were optional. Now, with all the latest information coming out, have they reached back out to you? Have they changed their mind, or do you know what the deal is with Alpine?
Well, it's very interesting. So last week we were at Alpine Union School District. That's when California Department of Public Health issued their statement saying it's going to be optional, so local schools can make the decision as far as mask wearing. And then this week they say that it's going to be required K through 12. I actually messaged the superintendent, Rich Newman, before our live shot, asking what are his thoughts about this other change, and he responded, Unfortunately, it is a continuous cycle, but his plan is not going to change. He says masks wearing is going to be optional for Alpine Union. Logan?
Teresa Sardina clearing that one up. Teresa, thanks.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Teresa Sardina. We hope your Tuesday is going well. I'm live in Oceanside. Here's what's going on. Two groups are rallying, Let Them Breathe, and those who are against critical race theory in schools. We have details coming up, but I'm here with Oceanside parents and community members. We will see you soon, but first, let's say good evening to Hunter.
And some parents in Oceanside are set to rally for two separate issues, one against mask mandates and the other on teaching critical race theory in schools. KUSI's Teresa Sardina joins us live at Chavez Middle School in Oceanside with more. Teresa, good evening.
Good evening, Ginger. And the board meeting is being held tonight at 6 o'clock. So right now we have Oceanside parents and community members rallying. Yes, and the series of rallies continue across the county. We have Sharon McKeeman with Let Them Breathe. She is the founder. We have Todd Madison, an Oceanside parent. Also, Katie Taylor with Rebels in the Park. We're discussing Let Them Breathe and critical race theory. And Sharon, you've had a busy morning. You were in Poway this morning. The rallies continue.
Our county is mobilizing. The parents are saying enough is enough. We rallied in Poway. We're here in Oceanside. Tomorrow's Carlsbad, and Thursday is in Vista. And Let Them Breathe has equipped them with everything they need. Any other school districts that want to rally, we can help them get that together with flyers. And we're just here to advocate for mask choice for our kids. The boards need to stand with us in advocating to the state for the kids to have choices.
I see there is a calendar now for these rallies happening throughout the end of the month and also in August. But according to California Department of Public Health, masks are required K through 12.
Yes, the mask mandate is still in place, so we are taking legal action. We'll file that this week, and then at the same time, we're equipping parents to advocate to their school boards because we know a lot of them understand that kids need to have choices and also that they need local control back. The state is not good at being parents or running individual schools, and the parents and the school boards need to have those options and that power back.
And we have families and community members behind us right now with signage, but I also have Todd Madison. You have a child in the Oceanside district. What are your thoughts about everything? Everything from Let Them Breathe, the mask mandates, and also the critical race theory in the system.
I think it's kind of crazy, the fact that the school boards are not listening to parents. They're not listening to what parents want. My child had a problem with the entire year of school, and now they're going to take her back and make her wear a mask. It's ridiculous. There's no danger to kids at that age. It's not a problem. You know, they should let kids be mask-free or choice, have a choice, parents' choice, just like school choice.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. And I have Katie Taylor here with Rebels in the Park. Let me clarify my statement. I was talking about how critical race theory is in the system, but parents and members believe that critical race theory is being pushed in the school system when the districts say it's not. It's ethnic studies.
I want to correct the record. Whatever you're being told by your school districts is a lie. Critical race theory is the basis for everything they're teaching in the ethnic studies programs. This is a piece of garbage being put out by Oceanside Union School District. And I think to tie on to Let Them Breathe, that making children wear masks in schools is nothing short of child abuse. And it's an outrage. And every parent should feel that way and stand up to support Let Them Breathe.
Well, we have two matters here, Let Them Breathe and also critical race theory. But Sharon, these two matters, they're in place. Let Them Breathe, you know, we have the mask mandate. It's in place. This is the way it is. And they want everyone to follow it. So what are you expecting from all this?
Well, we're not going to give up. There are going to be a lot of families that are not complying. This can't go on indefinitely for our kids. We see their mental health in crisis, the anxiety, the depression, the learning loss. It can't continue indefinitely. And as you saw today, there's people at the beach, people out in grocery stores going about life as usual. And our schools are where kids need the most to be able to unmask and be able to communicate with their teachers and students. So this group of parents is just going to keep growing, and we're just going to keep advocating for our kids until this is made right for them.
And Sharon, you have been working with so many different districts. Your thoughts last week, KUSI News, we were in Alpine, and you heard from the superintendent, Rich Newman, and he's saying he wants the mask requirement, the masks to be optional. What are your thoughts?
We need more people like him to stand up for what is right for our kids. We're going to start a hashtag that's hashtag Be More Like Alpine, because we all need to be following that example. He's truly listening to the parents and having empathy for our kids. We know this is a difficult time, our kind of immediate crisis with them, but we're not going to know the full extent of how this plays out for years, and we need to start that healing now.
Sharon, Todd, and Katie, thank you so much. I was talking about how 2 groups are out here rallying, but I see there are 3 groups. We also have school choice as well. So everyone's going to be rallying here throughout the evening. The board meeting starts at 6 o'clock. And again, we're here live at Chavez Middle School in Oceanside. Ginger, these rallies continue.
Yeah, I'm curious though, Teresa, are there any board members from Oceanside Unified that you've been able to speak to?
Board members, in fact, have been walking by. I stopped the communications liaison, and he said no matter what, they're going to follow the state guidelines. That is mask wearing K through 12. But he understands there's a lot of concern. He's also mentioned that they're concerned for the kids as well and for health. But as of right now, they're going to follow the state guidelines. Ginger.
All right, the debate continues. Teresa, thank you.
Are precious. There's no way to contain these children, and so when their faces are covered and they're being restricted in that way, it's just so harmful to so many aspects of their health. And parents are just here saying, enough is enough, and we're so proud of every single parent that is in there right now speaking up for their kids.
Well, Let Them Breathe has been rallying since May, but still the mandate is you have to wear masks. I mean, if this doesn't change, how are you going to handle this?
Well, we are going to just continue with our advocacy and with our legal efforts until our children are free. This is a fight that we cannot stop on. These parents, we're all saying, not on our watch. We're not going to continue to see what's happening to our children continue. We are advocating to our school boards. We're also taking legal action, and anyone that wants to join in, they can find us at letthembreathe.net. We have a local forum where they can message with the other people in their school district, and we're just, supporting parents everywhere that they want to rally. We've got rallies sometimes twice a day all week.
Well, we just did an interview last week with the attorney representing Let Them Breathe. What is the latest as far as the complaint against the state?
The complaint has been drafted, and they are doing those final legal attorney things. I don't know what all of, they are exactly, but it will be filed this week, and we will keep you updated. You'll be the first to know.
All right, Sharon, thank you so much. All right, well, quickly before we go, I'm going to talk to a parent. This is Brittany Tremer. You are from San Diego, from Encinitas. You had your kids in San Marcos district, but now you moved to Fallbrook. Tell us why.
Because we just wanted to get a sense of back to being nature and getting my kids to do. And with all these masks, it's just covering their beautiful faces up. And we're just here to...
I look at little Jacob.
Yes, he is.
You're
He's a
so
ham.
cute. Look at your smile. You're so cute. And why is it so important for you to be here tonight? I mean, Let Them Breathe has been rallying for months.
Well, I'm definitely here for my 2 girls. They were in 2nd and kindergarten last year.
Jacob wants my job.
And I watched my 2 girls throughout elementary school, and even my kindergartner doing kindergarten for the first year. She was robbed by her kindergarten. She didn't get any fun activities. Didn't even get Valentine's Day because of all this. And then with the mask, she comes home and my head hurts and I can't breathe in class and it's suffocating and I just want to see my friends.
Are you going to provide public comment this evening for the board meeting?
I'm going to try, yep. Depending on my kiddos.
All right, well, Brittany, thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time on KUSI. All right, I'm going to send it back to you, Logan. We're here live in Oceanside at Chavez Middle School, where 2 issues are being addressed, and that's why parents are out here continuing to rally, the Let Them Breathe movement, discussing mask mandates and also critical race theory in schools. Logan?
I think Jacob stole the show. I'm sorry to say, but we could not take our eyes off him. You might have to take off that windsock from the
Look at
microphone
they're
and just
talking
hand
about
it to him.
Jacob.
Hand him the little foam
Jacob.
part on the...
Jacob, look this way.
Jacob,
Here
here you go. You want to
Look
take
at
the
him.
microphone?
I love his hair. It's like blowing in the wind. Now he doesn't... There it is.
He's in love.
Take it.
with
Just
I
grab
covered
it.
that beautiful
Grab that foam. We love it. All right. Well, we'll look forward to a live report. Probably. Jacob's probably going to be in bed. I hope he is at 10 o'clock. But Teresa, thanks. Well, meantime, the state requirement to have school-age kids wear masks at school continues to get pushback from parents and even some school leaders. And now with the recent news that the American Academy of Pediatrics is supporting the universal masking, the debate is now intensifying. And KUSI's Elizabeth Alvarez has more on that.
More and more parent groups are forming throughout the various school districts in San Diego County. They are holding rallies like the one in front of the Poway Unified School District this Tuesday morning. It's all to show that they want masks to become optional in the fall. The debate over California requiring kids to mask up inside schools is intensifying now that the American Academy of Pediatrics is supporting universal masking. Does that make you nervous?
Yeah, it definitely does. The masking is the first step to vaccination for all the kids. If you go into their site, just go look at the supporters of the AAP. It's right there. The first supporter is, guess who? Pfizer. So it's no surprise that they're advocating masks for all the kids.
Dozens of parents, like Joe Jones, stood in front of the Poway Unified School District Tuesday, making their voices heard. Let them breathe! Let them breathe! While the state is still requiring masks for K through 12 schools, it's leaving it up to school districts to decide how to enforce that rule. We know the superintendents from Poway, Carlsbad, and Alpine schools have teamed up to write a letter to state officials urging them to adhere to CDC guidelines, which says masks are not needed for students who are fully vaccinated. However, that still doesn't cut it for many of these parents. They want masks to be a choice for all.
A lot of families are uncomfortable with the vaccination because it's emergency use only.
The organization Let Them Breathe is filing a lawsuit against the state.
Together we're stronger. We've been able to bring together funds to bring this lawsuit forward because no matter how much we petition our local school districts, the ball is still in the state's court, and we need this mask mandate to be gone once and for all.
In Poway, Elizabeth Alvarez, KUSI News.
And we reached out to the Poway Unified School District for a response. They said this: California school districts are legally obligated to implement and enforce the CDPH's health and safety mandates. We do not have the authority or discretion to change this health mandate. As we know, public health guidelines are constantly changing. We will continue to monitor the very latest and communicate directly with our staff and families what the exception and practices will be as we receive the much updated information most.